All right, it's gonna go. Oh, can you hear me? What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Skyla Santana Uncensored. I don't know if there's anybody in here just yet, but nope, I don't think so. Well, you guys can rewind it if you need to. I'm gonna bring my guest onto the stage. Hi. Gonna bring my guest onto the stage. Hi.
What's happening?
What's up? How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good.
What's happening?
Nothing much. I was just trying to figure
Good.
all
How are
this
you?
out because it's my first live.
Been a long time coming.
Yes. Yeah, right? Now, are you looking at StreamYard or are you looking at the YouTube page?
I'm on StreamYard.
Okay, cool. Me too. Yeah, so my first live, I'm just trying to get used to all this. I don't know if anybody's watching. Let's see. 5 people watching. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Skyla Santana Uncensored. And I have probation officer's perspective with me here tonight. And I'm sure everybody's like, what is going on here? But yeah,
What's
just
happening,
wanted to
everybody?
clear. Yeah. We just wanted to clear the air on some things, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Been a lot of talking, a lot of misinformation, and I think
Mhm.
it's been time. I mean, I'm glad that we're able to do this so that we can twist all these twisted narratives that people are putting out there to
Right.
rest.
Definitely. How do I put the messages on the screen? Comments? Oh, cool. Okay. I don't know if I like it like that or. Oh, there we go. Hey. What's up, Cisco? Thanks for being here. Big Head, Ticas, APA is live now. Hop on and debate that dude. I don't think it would be much of a debate. I think he would probably just being, why this? Why that? Ain't nobody got
Yeah.
time for that. Richard, what's up, Richard? He said, See,
Yeah.
that's why we're here to clear the air on some things. Um, let's see.
100%.
How do I
Got to
remove it?
get this. I just want
Okay.
to make sure people know that
What do you want people to make sure they know?
they're
Should we
just
get
not going to
we can get
tolerate
right into it.
the
Oh yeah,
trolls
you want to
getting
make
in.
that do the disclosure. Yeah, go for it.
And that's fine. I mean, hey, you want to come in here, be respectful. If you got questions, you disagree, that's fine. But if you're going to get disrespectful, then you can
Yeah,
just kick
you can get the
rocks
boot,
because you're going to get
right?
blocked.
Yes, Richard, I know who it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. My bestie.
Fruit Loops.
To you, Sky, it's a free world. Thank you, Cisco. So that ain't him. No, 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 no. That no. My friend thought that you were ET. No.
That
Uh, mhm.
was
No.
someone
I would
else.
never ever put him on my live. Never in a million years. Um all right. Yeah, so we can get right into it. We just wanted to jump on here and clear the air because you know who has been putting out the narrative that I have been talking to probation officer's perspective behind the scenes since day one, and I can say that is definitely not true whatsoever. But if you say day one, meaning when he asked me to reach out to a probation officer's perspective, then yes, if that's the day one he's talking about, then yes, he asked me to reach out. to him, and I know that on your videos, and I don't know, maybe your lives too, but I know for sure on your videos you say, if you have any questions or you want to talk to me, my information is here on my page. So I looked it up and I called the number, and it said you don't answer numbers that you don't know, so text first. So that's what I did. I texted first. I said who I was, and then I think you answered back right away and said, "Can I call you later? I'm busy right now," or something like that. And I said, "Yeah, sure." And then we spoke later.
Yeah,
And yeah, I said to him what I needed. I asked actually. I didn't say what I needed to say. I asked. I said explained. I said I just wanted to reach out and ask why you're talking about exposed tube. And I think, well, I was like, we both were like, what's going on here? Like, I wasn't sure if he was going to be rude to me because we had gone back and forth in the chat before that, right? And I was
yes.
like, what do you, yeah, I forget what I said. I'm sure you remember though.
Hold on a second. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
All right. Yep. Okay. Yeah, we were going back and forth in the chat,
Yeah.
and
And,
actually there were
a-
several people, but yeah, the
and
blood of
what was said
Jesus. Yay, yay.
in the blood of Jesus. What's up? Welcome. Yay, yay.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So what was said on the comments? I forget what I said.
Zero.
You.
I
Oh,
said
yeah,
zero.
I said something, and then he answered back and said, "Aren't you a stripper? You have 0 credibility." And I was like, "Oh, so it's like that." So, yeah, we talked,
Exactly.
and then, we talked that first time, and then, you said that I forget how it ended. I don't remember. Do you remember?
I don't
We were
remember
both
how it
kinda
ended.
skeptical. We were both very skeptical, I feel like, on that first conversation,
Yes.
right? Yeah,
Yeah.
and, but it was very respectful and very nice. And after that, I feel like you did, um, s I think you stopped talking about him for a minute, right?
Yeah, I think I did. I think that was my last video, yeah, that I had done on him when I dropped the paperwork, I believe. And then yeah, I did it, and I've been sitting back and I've been real quiet for a long time. Like, I've only dropped maybe a couple videos since then. And but he can't keep my name out of his mouth. There's a lot of people that can't keep my name out of their mouth, or you, and they put us
Right?
together always. So
Yeah.
this is where the false narratives that people put out there, the twisting, when you don't really know what's going on, because um this whole time have we been talking it up, and whatever was been said, oh, that I was paying you money. I mean, I've just seen it all. I don't know what you've seen, but I've seen it all.
Yeah, you definitely were not paying me money. I think there was, a narrative saying that I said I was gonna take all your money or something like that,
Oh, yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah, you were gonna take all my money.
Yeah. We've never discussed money, right?
No, there's never been
Yeah.
discussion of money or
Yeah, nothing like that. Yes, The Power of the Cross. Yes, this is my first live. Yep. Thank you, Cisco. Don't trip on the haters. Thank you, Fruit Loops. I appreciate that. So, yeah, we've never discussed money. He hasn't paid me to do anything, nothing like that. What else did they say? Yeah, like I said, a certain someone was trying to say that I've been um like scheming in the background with probation officer
you're to the streets.
perspective since day one, but that's definitely not true unless you consider day one the from when when that person asked me to reach out to probation officer's perspective, which I did. He was upset that you had gone over his paperwork or something like that. I think I don't remember. Or did you do a video about him before that?
I st- Yeah, I did
Yeah.
like 2 videos, and so, like, I've been a content creator for about 2 years.
Mhm.
So, this whole, like, with, Dubs and Gunner and High Power Fitness and all that, I've already had
Yeah.
my back and forth with those guys, like, over a year ago, or
Yeah.
well, it's been a long time ago. It was over a year
Mhm.
ago, and,
Mm,
it was kinda that beef and back and forth, but and then, pretty much at the end of the day,
mhm.
it's done and over with, but
Right.
I had been out of the loop for about 10 months. I wasn't, I had some medical issues, and so I wasn't doing dropping any content for about 10 months. And then
Mhm.
my first live, I went back on a live, and then I was asked, or one of my day oneers was on there, and I was like, "Wow, where's everybody at?" And um, he's like, "They're over on at Exposed Tube." I go, "What the heck's
Mhm.
Exposed Tube?" Because like I said, I had never heard of it or anything like that. So I took it upon myself to go over there, and I went over there, and then I was like, okay, I watched it for a few minutes, and I'm like, okay, what? I don't get it. You know what I mean? This
Right.
guy's watching. I'm watching him
Yeah.
watch Dubs and Gunner, and I was like scratching my head. I'm like, all right.
Like,
So then
what's going on here? Yeah.
yeah, I was like, I don't understand what's going on. So then I had did a video and then about his mission statement, because then I went back and I watched it
Mhm.
again. So
Yeah.
I said, well, maybe I'm missing something here,
Yeah.
that I didn't get.
Mhm.
So then I watched it again, and then I saw his mission statement, and then I just blew up his mission statement because I was like, I all you do is sit here, and if I want to watch Dubs and Gunner, then I'll just go to their channel and watch them. Why do
Mhm.
I got to go to
Right.
your channel and watch them for you to talk smack? That's all he does is just talk smack and watch them, which I thought was a little creepy. Like I thought it was, and nobody I had at this point, this is a like, even being out 10 months from not doing content, it was
Mhm.
a to me, it was a whole different um genre of people. You know what I mean? This
Yeah.
was a new genre,
It
and
was a
all
new
these
batch of
yes,
people in the genre. Yeah.
yeah, it was just
Yeah.
these new content creators on the yard, and I was just like, whoa, what's all these people? And so
Right.
yeah, so
Yeah.
yeah, that was it. And so I just I guess I rubbed them the wrong way when I picked apart his mission statement, because I
Mission
was looking,
statement.
I'm reading it, and I'm like, okay, so where, but you're watching these two men who aren't
Mhm.
like, they're not chomos, they're not out there like
Right.
that's what I was thinking, because he protects women and children. And
Yeah.
then of course, I seen all the, just everything that unfolded after that. And I had his
Yeah.
paperwork, and everybody was like, hey man, you need to drop that. You need to drop that. And so like I dropped it, and it was way long, stupid long, 2 hours or
Right.
what, 2.5 hours. But
Yeah.
I was trying to break it down. I didn't want it to go that long, but I just wanted to read every single thing so that, people could get a little bit of an understanding if they'd never
Right.
seen,
And
paperwork like that before.
and the interesting thing is I had seen that, but I didn't watch. I think I watched, like, just the first couple minutes, but that was back when I was supporting him, and I was like, I don't care. I don't really wanna see this." But
Yeah.
after, like, fast forward to, like, more current times after I stopped supporting that channel, I did take the time and I did watch the whole entire, video, and it was very, very informative. So if you guys haven't watched it, I suggest that you check it out. It's the one, that goes through all of, ET's, paperwork, his probation, parole is it parole hearing? Paperwork,
Yeah,
right? That's
his
am I saying
parole
it right?
hearing. Yeah. Yeah, the
Yeah, it's
parole hearing,
very
BBH.
informative. Yeah, so I suggest that. Ear to the streets, what's up? Thank you for being here. Let me get caught up on these
Yeah,
here.
you're to the streets.
Is this
Peace.
famous Skyla? Hi. Thanks for being here.
I'm
Yep, it's Skyla. Go ahead.
PYP Boxing, great show. This is the guy wearing Salinas hat. I was born in
Oh,
Salinas, raised in Texas. Yeah. Shout out to you, PYP Boxing. Yep. Born and raised in Salinas here too.
well, look at this one. Do you think does messages were generated by AI? I don't know. Could be.
Which ones?
Yeah. Smack
Which
the like.
messages?
Yes, thank you. I don't know. Let's see if he says that hat goes hard in the yard. Ashe. That's right.
Thank you.
Let's all stop talking about him. Right? I know.
Exactly. That's why we're trying to clear the air here, just because I'm getting tired of it. And like I
Yeah.
said, Skyla's, as far as I seen, was sitting back, but I sat back and I was quiet as can be. I was not putting any
Mhm.
content. I wasn't talking about him. I wasn't doing any of that. Yet every single time he went live, his videos, then he would have Frank do videos, and he was always putting my name in his mouth when I hadn't said
Mhm.
anything. I had read his paperwork, and I think that was it, and I was done. But
Yeah.
he was so obsessed with you. I don't know what it is that he in his own mind was trying
Right.
to put things in. I don't know. It was crazy.
Yeah. Somebody in the chat
Gerald,
can tell him. I don't want to say his name over and over. Life is good. Yes, that's right. It is. Let me see. I heard you were gonna be a wrestler, Skyla. The remember Glow, Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling? Mm.
yeah.
Oh, ET, yes, correct. Um, PYP Boxing. Great show. Is that guy wearing Selena's hat? Oh yeah, you explained all that, huh? I was born in Salinas,
Yeah.
raised in Texas. Nice.
Shout
Welcome. Thanks
out.
for being here. Oops, my light went out. I have to talk to you from the dark
Saying like
now.
to
Just
pull away
kidding.
from make sense. You guys brought this on yourself.
All right. Let's see here. That's brain
First,
rot content for real.
and that's the
Here to
thing that's
streets.
really crazy. Let's see
What?
what. Oh, go ahead. You reading the chat. I'm trying to read the chat too. So
Oh, okay. Bro, I've
yeah,
been
there's
here
a new
since the
one.
very beginning. This new wave of YouTubers are weird. There's no honorable characters. All were bottom of the barrel, and it's obvious it's gotten so weird. Right? Yeah.
100% ear to the streets. That's 100%
Yeah,
facts.
definitely. Yeah, we've talked about that. Um, let me see. Foo's losing beautiful time with nature, binge watching another soul, right? I think that his whole life is consumed with watching that. Because even when I was supporting that channel, it consumed my evenings like every single day. Brain rot for real. It's brain rot. Yeah. Can I use my tokens here? Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. No, unfortunately, you can't use your tokens here. I'll be on the other platform later tonight. That's funny. Sky, keep pushing. They fear pressure. Yes, thank you, Cisco. Absolutely. Richard, hello. Um, it was funny at first, then it gets boring, then it gets concerning mentally. I agree. I totally agree. Yeah, and I
And
feel
that's
like
what I
there's
was
been
trying to point out from my perspective, dealing with people that have mental health issues or whatever it is.
Mhm,
Like I said, I didn't know anybody. I didn't know um anybody really, any of the people like Bam, that was somebody that was new. The Blood of
mhm,
Jesus was new. That these were people I had never seen before. And
mhm,
it was it was definitely when I wanted to make that connection with his paperwork and the mental health issue, part of
mhm.
it.
Yeah, so when I first watched that episode of yours, I didn't see that part, and then that's what I'm saying, it's very informative, and then once I stopped supporting and I did go back and look at the whole thing, I was like, "Oh, this makes total sense. It's right here. It's in black and white. It explains everything." Yeah, so it's very, very interesting. And yeah, he does have some issues that obviously he has not worked through.
Yeah.
You brought your tokens for nothing. Save them. Put them in your pocket and save them for later when I go on the other platform. People are gonna snap out of that trance soon. Don't trip, baby. Yeah, I I would think so, but I feel like they've as a group, they've gotten as a cult, they've gotten progressively worse. Or maybe it was just
It
I couldn't see it at the time that I was there, but I don't remember us being mean and evil to people like how we see now, you know?
never
I think they
more.
have gotten progressively worse.
Isn't that something that you or that I
Mhm.
pointed out? And
Mhm.
like I said, this was before I talked to anybody. I was not like I hadn't talked to anybody behind the scenes or none of that stuff. Nobody told me anything. This was just my own thing, and that was that it was cult like behavior, like everything,
Mhm.
that was going on. and
Yeah.
um and
Yeah.
being a Christian
You
man that I am, and um shout out to the blood of Jesus, because I
Yep.
love watching his stuff and the way he breaks it down, because I'm a Christian man myself, and I felt led to expose what I felt was like it was evil. There was evil there. There was, I mean, that's, I felt I was led to do that. And that's why I did it. It wasn't because of anybody or anything else other than
Mhm.
I felt like I was led to do that to help others, and maybe see the light. But you can't. Those people that they can't see the light.
Yeah, I don't think that they even want to. For me, when I was there, this is probably the most asked question is, why were you part of that cult? And at the time when I was supporting that channel and I
You
would
don't
hear
realize
people
it,
say that,
right?
yeah, I would make a joke out of it. Like, "Oh yeah, we're a cult, haha, whatever, no big deal." But you don't realize it until I stepped away and really looked from the outside in. I'm like, "OMG, that they really truly are a cult." And I'm sure they're gonna clip this, they're gonna laugh about it, but you guys are a cult. Your father speaks to you a certain way, and it all makes perfect sense after I went away from it and looked from a different perspective, really. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm waiting for
Laugh,
you to get to it.
Skyla.
Have you got to that one chat? I see it on there. I haven't seen. I don't know.
Skyla and
Okay,
Pop.
I see where you're at.
Lecheto, what's up?
Yeah, that's what
Welcome.
everybody calls me. People that know me from I've been around a couple years. They call me POP. And that's good. That's because it's hard to say that whole probation officer's perspective. So everybody just calls me POP.
Yep. That's obsession for real. I agree. I agree. But that goes to his diagnosed mental issues that are in black and white. They're on the paperwork. Why do we care? Well, a lot of people wanted to know these things and people he was spinning a narrative that I was working, behind the scenes. No, I wasn't. He's like, I got tokens.
This one
Uh
here is the one I was waiting for.
First, you instigate drama, and now you wanna pull away from it, make it make sense. You guys brought this on yourself, and everyone can see it. I wanna know how. I stepped away
Yeah, what do
quietly
we,
like I said I would. I was gone for I believe it was 11 days. I didn't say a word, and then when I came back, all I did was address the, videos that other, YouTubers were putting out. I addressed those. I'm allowed to say whatever I want, and that's not to me, that's not instigating anything. It's answering questions that were out there, people wanted to know. So that's what I did, but I already see who you are. I've seen you in my comments. I
yeah,
think you
that's
like
I
the
mean,
drama. I think that person likes the drama.
yeah, there's no instigating of the drama. I mean,
Right.
facts were put out there. You walk like I saw everything that you did. And at that time, like I said,
Mhm.
I seen where I don't know whose channel I watched where, they had it and showed you just bowed out quietly because you were muted.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
then like he pushes this mission statement, and then here he is. And this is another thing where Ear to the Streets brought up. This
Mhm.
whole new generation of is weird is when all the like, man, I mean, he just went at you hard. I was just watching. I was like, man, this is
Right.
crazy. And he
Yeah.
and the one thing I want to point out with this whole another thing, Ear to the Streets, and maybe some others can probably chime in that's in the chat. This didn't used to go on. Like people didn't get doxxed. People's private information didn't get put out there.
Mhm.
When I was doing content, that was not, I
Mhm.
mean, maybe every once in a while something like that might pop
Mhm.
out, but it wasn't like that. I mean, that was, but the thing is whoever did it, um, I caught it when I watched him just trying to do a total smear campaign on you,
Right.
where he's the one that gave your name out. So whether he wants to
Yeah.
claim he didn't dox you, it doesn't
Mhm.
matter. The point is that your name just got put out there, your real name, and any weirdo out there in the whole wide world and your
Mhm.
address and all your information could come at
Mhm.
you. And guess who it's going to
Yeah.
come back to? Something happens to you, it
Mhm.
comes back on Fernando. Period.
Mhm. Right. Yeah, I think that's something that he does not understand. And you've mentioned this before on one of your, I think it was your last video. There's a digital footprint. So
Yes,
if something like that
100%.
happened, they would go in and get all your electronics, and it's in there, whether you delete it or what you think. I don't know, a fake account, they could still get it. Um, yeah. So let's see what else. PYP
Oh, I love
boxing. Well, I left Salinas at 6 years. People called me Jagger Salinas. I never
Jaggers.
knew what it meant
So
till
we visited when I
visited,
was
was
older.
older. Was born on
Alamo
Alamo
Street,
Street in
La
Casitas.
Casitas. I remember. I know where
Nice.
Alamo Street is. I lived on the
Hey,
north
Lou
side.
Magoo. Welcome. You live on the north side?
Yeah, I lived on the north side.
That's right. I know why. Why? Han Solo Slim, crazy. Are you the same account from the other live? Yeah, I used to
Crazy.
be supporting that other channel. Yeah. Yep. ET was funny for a minute, then he got extremely boring. Right. It's the same nonsense. The dark web. Ooh, the dark web. I always wondered about that. Ears to the streets. I have to disagree. They've been evil since the start. See, that's what I'm saying. So when I was supporting it, I didn't see it that way. I didn't see like the evilness. Like I thought it was all fun and games, but that's what happens when you're there. They all think like they're doing a great thing for humankind, like we're keeping Dubs and Gunner in check. No, you're not. They do whatever they want and they have a great time doing it. The Power of the Cross. I'm listening in the background, Skyla and Probate. Cool. Thank you so
All right,
much.
cool.
Yes. Ear to the street. If you've been here since the beginning, then why do you play both sides? Good question. Good question. The same way they build their community is the same way it's going to fall apart. What goes up must come down. That's true. Especially when it's
100% facts.
based off of it's based off of hate. I feel
Salute.
like once their whole bond, their whole connection is based off of one thing, and that's to hate on Dubs and Gunner, or to hate on me, or to hate on Pop, or to hate on Bam Bam, um, or the Blood of the Cross,
So,
and the
and
list
here's the
goes on and
thing.
on.
Yeah, and here's the thing. It's you're called when you have a channel and you're creating content, you're a content creator. He's not, he has
Right.
no content. None,
Yeah,
zero.
that's true.
It's just, I mean, what like I've never seen any content come off of his channel other than
No.
just watching Dubs and Gunner, but there's no
Right.
actual content other than that. That's it.
Right. Yep. It's not easy to come up with content and then, you know, put it all together and then put it on screen, like sit in front of a camera and do it. It's not easy to do that. And I haven't seen him do that one time. You're absolutely right. Let's see here.
That's work. I mean, now
Yeah,
having a
exactly.
channel,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's a lot of work.
It
It's
is
not
a
just
lot of
turning
work.
the live on.
And then also for it to be entertaining and something that people want to continue to watch, come back and watch, it's a lot. So, to everybody who does it, mad props, definitely.
Yeah.
Also, as a Christian man, sir, speaking, look up the blood of Jesus background from videos going back to 2016.
I can answer that. Or it doesn't matter if it was. This is the way I look at things. I always look at things in this perspective, and that is,
Mhm.
you never look behind you. You always look ahead, and you never look in the rearview mirror unless you're looking at how far you've come. So whatever
Right.
you're trying to say that's happened in 2016 or 2018, the fact that he accepted the Lord and Savior as his, or I mean Jesus as his Lord and Savior, that means everything. That's all that matters. Period.
I think
You
that's a
know,
great, great point. Definitely. And also, I mean, how there's times, when it happens that you go on somebody's panel or you go somewhere on a channel, even in the chat, you don't do a background check on that person. Like, you don't
no,
know. None of us know what. So if it later comes out like, oh, I was on a panel with somebody who's no good or whatever, like, how's that my fault? I mean, let's be
yeah,
realistic here.
exactly. You're not running background checks on everybody.
Yeah. Didn't I ask you if you saw this dude when you were on vacation? Are you talking about Pop? I didn't see anybody while I was on vacation. I just went with my family. They're not evil, they're miserable and misery loves company. True, true, so very true. Salute Pop.
Salute.
Farmero's track record on YouTube proves he can't be trusted. He consistently betrays the people he calls friends. So it's only a matter of time before he turns his back on these two as well. Well, I mean, that's your opinion, and we have our own opinions. So, okay.
Yeah.
Farmero, aka Will, he's not a northerner. Period. Get that straight. I don't know what you're talking about, Timo,
Yeah.
but Timo, are you here to talk shit or what? What is your purpose here? Thanks for being here, but facts. Back then, the creators were actual members. Now it's PCs like never been on a mainline PCs. Yeah, ear to the streets. That's what I'm hearing. Yep.
That's what I'm saying. Like, back in the day, just 2 years ago, people conducted themselves like, if you had a beef with another content creator, like I said, you might go back and forth a couple times, and then it was done and it
Hmm.
was over with.
Right.
Now they have to get everybody to troll your channel, and they're
Hmm.
doxing people, which is, to me, PC behavior. That
Right.
just shows they're like, if they were solid, that's not something somebody that's solid would do. At any point, they
Hmm.
would never put family, women, or children at risk. Period. That's off limits. Everybody knows that. Anybody that knows from the street. That's just the way it
Yep.
is. I mean, that's the way I was
Everybody
brought up
knows.
anyway.
Yeah. No, it's true.
And
I was
for
telling my
and,
it's absolutely
oh, go
true.
ahead.
Sorry, go ahead. No, you
Oh,
go
I was
ahead.
just saying. I mean, that's just the way I was brought up, and women, children are off limits. Families off limits. I mean, if you got an issue with one person, then you deal with that one person. You don't have
Mhm.
to. You don't bring nobody else into it. And when everybody has families, or not everybody, but there's some sort of family or whatever.
Right.
Especially when you have kids, and you're putting that information out, you're putting harm to the children, women, like you yourself, the things that you went through.
Mhm.
It's not
Yeah.
okay.
No,
And it's
it's
just a
not
PC
okay.
move to me. That they
Definitely.
couldn't hack it on the main, they couldn't hack it on the GP, the main line. So they had to go lock it up. And that's the same type behavior. They were scared to be on the main line, so they had to lock it up and go to the SNY yard, PC up. It's the same thing. So they're scared and they sit behind the screen, especially people like that has to use a voice changer, has to use cover, it doesn't want to show his face, but everybody already knows who he is, and he still does it, you know.
Yeah.
But
The other day,
it is what it is.
the other day I clicked on and he was just going live and he forgot to put his voice changer. It was so funny. I tried to record it real quick, but then like you could almost tell he was like, and then it just ended and I was like, dang it, I wish I would have clipped it.
He was probably trying to hurry up and he realized it and trying to hit end
Yeah.
live and end live.
What a, like, whoa, how did he make that mistake? It was so funny though. I wish you guys could have heard. There's a reason why he has that voice changer on. Now I know, it's confirmed. I wonder if anybody else heard it. It was
The
almost like,
voice.
yeah, his actual voice. It was almost like if he, the balloons with helium. It's like if he inhaled that and then spoke, almost that extreme. And that's why he uses a voice changer. Oh my gosh, so funny.
Or maybe the batteries went dead, or he forgot to charge it,
Yeah,
and he had to switch
right?
to his other one.
He had it on the whole night, because he snores through when he's sleeping. Somebody said that in the chat. It was so funny that, oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. Hater going to hate, but they won't say you a fine mamacita. Aw, thank you, Cisco. I appreciate that so much. Thank you.
Blood of Jesus.
Joe from Stockton, also known as the Blood of Jesus, has been a fat and saucy supporter since 2016, but now he's suddenly acting like he's holier than you. Well, I mean, that's his journey with God. I mean, are we supposed to have a set time where we start our journey with God, or what? Why are you questioning his, I mean,
yeah, what he did in 2016, and he obviously
he probably didn't even he probably just knew that guy from the internet, like we both said, like me and Pop both said what we said. So that's that. Oh, no, kitty.
Yeah.
Hello, Cisco. Ciao. Crazy speaking facts. Thank you. Will, long time no see. Timo, keep thinking I'm Will. You're a San. Oops, my cat is here messing with everything. You're a Sanho Grande reject and got exiled again because I make chomo like comments. Weirdo. Blood of Jesus and the Googleplex guys all roll with fat and saucy, a self-admitted chomo. See what? So Googleplex, they're trying to say that he's our something, that channel,
RDO.
that one, yeah, but I don't think so.
I don't even know who that. I don't even know who RDO is. I don't even have no clue.
They put a picture of RDO, or I looked it up. I don't remember, but that's not Googleplex. Nor does Googleplex even. Their voice might sound similar, but the way they speak completely different. Shout out to all the souls out there that still got love in their hearts. Amen to that, for real.
Amen.
Yes. Not from there, Loco. You trippin' ranker. I know a lot of homies from Sanho Grande. Oh. Whatever happened to my Ratchet reporter? Yeah, Trino. Yes. So on my other platform, when I was bartending, I would do the Ratchet reporter. Something always crazy would happen at the bars. So I'd be like, once again, folks, is your favorite Ratchet reporter coming in live from, and then wherever I was coming in live from. I haven't done that in a minute. Thanks for being here. Fact Slim. Now I was talking to Crazy Vato Loco. I didn't know you were from Salas to PO.
Yeah.
For you putting
born and raised.
You in trouble, Will.
I lived on the north side. By Northridge. Now down the street by Northridge. By Eldorado Park, actually. I was about a block away from my house.
Go away. Don't go away. Don't go away, mad. Just go away, kitty. Um, you new guys are getting played, but Fat and Saucy and his crew. I don't know what that meant. How's the weed business doing, loco? Fake ass wannabe that never was. Oh my gosh. Guys, go look up Fat and Saucy. I saw a clip, but I mean,
What is
I never watched. I
what
don't
is
even know. Is he still around? Huh?
what is that? What's fat and
Fat and
saucy?
Saucy, he's I guess he was a channel and he was saying there's a clip out there of him saying something about young girls
Uh,
being a weirdo. How do I play both sides? I don't fuck with exposed tube. I call it how I see it, plain and simple. They get mad because I don't hate Dubs and Gunner, but Rascal enlightened me on some things. That's fair.
100%.
Will you still graffiti artist, loco? I think
I
once
don't
you're an
hate
artist,
anybody.
you're just an artist. You paint walls. You remember? I think a
That's the
lot of people
problem.
painted walls back in the days.
I
They
think
have
that's the
all
problem
sides played
here.
against each other. Yeah, they do have all sides played against. They try to definitely go ahead, Pop. I'm sorry.
I was just saying that that's the problem. I don't know who was talking about. Oh, ear to the streets. He was saying he doesn't mess with exposed tube. They get mad because I don't hate Dubs and Gunner. That's everybody's choice. And
Hmm.
so many people, I'm not saying you ear to the streets, but other people get in their feelings. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
That's the problem. This is the internet's YouTube. It's you know what I mean? It's not
Right. Yeah.
if you get in your feelings, then you know what I mean. Then yeah, you're gonna
Um,
have problems. Like at the end of
imagine
the
if
day,
I
I don't hate. I don't know. I don't hate nobody. At the end of the day, I don't. Well, I don't hate no one. Period. But at the end of the
right.
day, you know, I'm done with YouTube. I go to sleep. I spend time with my
Right.
kids, and
Yeah,
that's it.
you have a life. You have a whole life. Imagine if I was like a regular girl who went off of emotions and had feelings and all that.
Oh wow,
Like,
yeah, you would have had a meltdown. You would have crashed
right.
hard.
Yeah, but I'm built a certain way, so a lot of these streamers are blind to the fact they've handed wrenches to trolls from Fat and Saucy's camp who are just using their moderator status to infiltrate and mess with the channel. Crazy Vato Loco. Okay. Uh, Dubs and Runner are your boys now. What happened, Will? Well, I think that a lot of us supported them at one time, right?
Yeah, I used to
Crazy Vato
watch.
Loco. That's very true. You ranked out, I say. Timo, of if I told you what Rascal showed and proved to me, you wouldn't hate them as much as you do. But I gave my word to Rascal, and I won't break that just because he's passed ears to the street. That's commendable, definitely.
Yes, and
Ears to
rest
the
in
they're
peace.
here to
Now,
troll me.
when Rascal was around,
Yeah, rest in
um,
peace.
him and I had talked too behind the scenes, and not like we weren't kicked like all the time. We had talked a
Hmm.
few times. He would come into my lives or whatever and show me respect. I would go into his lives. He showed me respect, gave me a shout out, whatever. I never had any bad ill feelings towards him. We didn't see eye to eye on a lot of things, but
Hmm.
at the end of the day, he was a good guy, and you know it was a sad situation, but
Yeah.
um,
Yep.
that's why you just have to keep it, you know, the way it is.
Yeah. Let's see. Laugh out loud, fellas. Get along. Find peace. That's right. You not them, loco. We had your back, and you know that. You the troll, Chiquita. Farmero was the Chiquita account. Skyla trolling you. Oh, is that right? Farmero? Farmero. Chiquis. The good old days when I used to try to roast my trolls. But now a lot of them are my friends, so I believe
See,
Crazy Vato said the perfect comment in another live earlier.
what
Han
was
Solo
that?
Slim. I don't know. Here's the streets. I would still tap in with everyone. Timo, Snoops, Shadow, Pit, Crust. You're the only one who got disrespectful. Ooh. I believe that Timo had some bad findings on him, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
Crazy Vato
yeah.
Locote. In a group chat, Gunner warned Rojo, Dubs, and two others that Farmero was an informant. He argued that Farmero's refusal to show his face was proof that he couldn't be trusted. Well, you're not showing your face easy, Crazy Vato Locote. Timo DeVille, all of us are not happy with you, fool. I think there's a lot of people. You made somebody cry on their on one of their. You made Frank Ticas cry. I think there's a lot of people not happy with
Oh
you
yeah,
too,
Timo. Yeah,
Timo.
I made him
Uh-huh.
cry.
Yeah. What? Hansel, I agree with the gentleman with what the gentleman is saying, and what they're doing is gaslighting everyone to fight. Yeah, yeah, they are trying to. Et even tried to pit me and Pop against each other, but sorry,
You see how that
nice
turned out?
try. Yeah, ear to the streets. Now I'm an
Yeah,
informant. I know, right? What's that? It's just crazy the jackets that people want to throw
yeah, they
on
put on people,
people.
and that's the thing that like putting a jacket on you, putting like again, getting in their feelings instead of just he got in his feelings way too much that he didn't know how to control it. You
Yeah,
know, at
definitely.
the end of the
Yeah.
day, people can like sub to my channel and they could fall off. They could say, "Well, I don't want to watch your stuff no more." Okay, man. You know, have a good
Yeah,
day. You know what I mean? Everybody
and
has
you're
that
not gonna
right
start it.
to.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't. It's not gonna hurt
you're
my
not.
feelings. You know what I mean?
Nor are you gonna start a smear campaign because they did that,
No,
right?
exactly.
And have all your followers like, do what they did to me. That's just weird. Um, I want to pronounce this. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Yeah, I don't
Ghost,
either.
ghost, ghost Sosa music. Yeah, fools better be smacking the like share. Thank you. Yes, please.
Yes.
That's what Gunner said about you. Farmero asked him, "Will you a leprechaun looking dude, loco? You ain't no homie." Oh my gosh. Mm.
And you guys keep going back and forth, man. It's
We
just
seen
that's
you,
what I'm
Will.
talking about.
He felt
Anarchists.
naked. What's up? How are you? Thanks for being here. Ears to street, laughing my ass off. These fools so desperate. um, Farmero, where did you get all your stories from, though? Quite the storyteller. Damn, she said ET sounded like a pinchy chipmunk. That's exactly what he sounded like. It was so hilarious. I was laughing, and my friend was with me, and I'm like, "Did you hear that voice?" And my friend was like, "Yeah." And I go, "No wonder he uses a voice changer for everything." Wow. And like I'm sure we've all seen the Renegade Media interview, but no,
Oh yeah.
he must have been like making his voice deep for that because I'm telling you, it sounded like a chipmunk. It was so hilarious. There's a video clip of Gunner saying that about you, Farmero. Han Solo, crazy vato. I believe that Farmero was kicked off No Paperwork podcast because he mods or modded for Flacco that wore a wire and other YouTubers that went PC. And this is not prison; it's the real world. Is that
Exactly.
yeah? Is there any like proof of that? I'm surprised that there's not content going around if that's true. I don't know. Ear and Timo shake hands. Ashe, the world is a better place if we shake hands. Laugh out loud for real. You said you from SEM2. You had to say that, huh? I don't know what that is. Laugh my ass off. Right? I know. For real. All this PC and GP is crazy work. For real. You ain't no Semstero fool. Imagine there's like this. We should do a game show where, you just you you can't look at who the person is, but you have a series of questions you have to answer, and then you can say, that's SNY, even though you're blindfolded and you don't know who it is, answer these questions, or that's
Yeah,
GP. Can you
yeah,
tell?
yeah.
Is this the
Can you tell a
SNY or
difference?
is this a GP person based off their answers? Keep Salas out
Hey, you
your
can do
mouth,
that. We could do a
right? They just called into that channel, L's channel,
who did
11 Street Ranker Boulevard Nights.
Boulevard Nights? I remember that.
If Googleplex is not the ranting dropout, then why doesn't he cam up and prove everyone wrong? Well, you know that I have met him in person, so I can tell you it's not him. You guys are funny. Sorry, try again. Will
Because
is
you
from
know that's the
Lodi.
thing that the difference is, and I said this in my video when I was talking about that whole thing, and I'm not gonna it
Mhm,
go back on that, but if you have to hide your face and being even if you don't have a channel and you're just you watch YouTube and you put a lot of people don't they put pictures of whatever they want to put up there for their
mhm.
picture. It's
Yeah,
not their real picture, you know what I mean?
mhm,
So
yeah. That's his channel. Blood of Jesus was a mod for Fat and Saucy, and he was all up in on his panel after he did all them cochino acts in Tijuana. I believe that he addressed it last night, uh, the blood of Christ. So he's my friend.
but here's the difference. At that point in time, did he give his life to Jesus or not? See,
Hmm.
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
he addressed it last night on his live. Yeah,
did he?
you're
Okay.
absolutely right.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
and that's the thing. Everybody
Yep.
needs to like. I forgive everybody every night. I don't care who it is. I don't care what you say. I don't care what you do. That's just the way. That's my relationship with God. I don't sit here and hold grudges against anybody. Never have. I don't have a beef with Fernando either. He's the one that continues to just say
Yeah, he
things when
keeps
I'm
saying
saying
stuff about you. Yeah. Yep. He's obsessed. Don't let the digital world dictate your emotions in life. For real.
exactly.
Let's see. Skyla, unless you have video chatted with Googleplex, how can you confirm? I met him in person. How can you confirm he's not the ranting dropout? Because I sat and had dinner with this dude. Watch his video. Look at his video. He said it's titled My Evening with Skyla Santana. Please, fellers. Yep. Are playing everyone.
Hey, you're to the streets.
So
Peace. Thanks for
yeah,
stopping
these
in,
accounts
brother.
sound like fat sausage rolls that you MSP or blind been. Is that guy fat and saucy? Is he still have his channel and all that? Han Solo, ear to the street, definitely not. I'm just someone that doesn't like people that stir the pot and put fake jackets on people like it's funny. For real. Barmero, why you have to bring up Rascal? You're not Rascal Ranker. What? That's crazy, Han, because didn't you say you like exposed tube? Ooh, did he? It's not funny to talk about kids and families and call jobs and put fake false jackets on each other. Correct. Smack the like. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, please hit the like button. Here to the streets. I've never been Obi his pay on his page or watched his content.
Yes.
Not one time his or Bam Bam. Shout out to Bam Bam. Rascal saw my face. Mikey from Chicano Tube knows me. We were locked up as kids together. These vatos are hilarious. I know. Timo, stop making people cry full for real. Poor Frank Ticas.
I'll be right back.
All right. Have mercy. Yes, shit. Timo talking himself blocked him. Good. Han Solo is the same shit. It's the same shit, different toilet. And if you're the real Farmero, you know what went down and you do play both sides. Ghost Sosa. Oh, okay, yeah, there we go. Ghost Sosa. Um, Now all these new YouTube streamers that are coming into a new genre, they have no idea what's going on. I know, right? Yep, that's very true. And yeah, and it's hard to kind of even like my friends who don't watch any of this, I try to explain to them what's been going on and they're like looking at me like I'm crazy like what? What do you mean? Like they can't understand like why somebody would the like the whole smear campaign. Uh, they're like who would do that? Why would they do that? Uh the ranting dropout exposed Big Herc, Savage Studios, and Neil Tuzad private information. That's why he hides. Oh, is that right? But then again, you say all kinds of stuff about a lot of people. Crazy Vato Locote. So it's Pop. If so, what you said, I agreed with you. Keep kids and families off YouTube. Absolutely. Yeah, and like Pop said, everybody knows that's like the number one rule. Like you don't go after somebody's family and kids and dox people. Like that's a what they call a JCat move. Ears to the streets. That's a false statement. My original account was banned on here. Someone reported a short I posted about Renegade. Han Solo. Yep, I was watching the live when Farmero got kicked off the chat.
All right, I'm
Frontline. What's up,
I'm
Frontline?
I'm still
Thank
here.
you. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. You're back.
I'm back.
Okay. Frontline. Frontline Hog said, I hope I'm saying that right. Send mines to you both. I don't know if you're seeing that.
Yeah, I see it now.
Okay.
Yeah, keep pumping it out, Frontline.
Skyla, believe or not, I spoke up for you over there, girl. Just do you, homegirl. I wish you well. Get away from all this. I appreciate that if you did. Because yeah, no, everybody just went along with all the smear campaign and even joined in. It's like, had I not left the movement, nobody would be saying anything. So it's weird. It's just so weird.
Yeah, you
Han
were
Solo said my
you became an outcast
yeah,
just
Han
because you
Solo said my
left.
belief. I know. I believe it was Half Dead that called him out. Laugh Aloud make that GP versus SNY game event. I know, right? That would be
Yes,
funny.
I need to do that.
That would be
Some more.
hilarious. Yeah, I'll see what I could do. Crazy Vato Locote, what video? Slim. Laughing myself half dead is my homeboy. That's what's up. You got a good heart, Ishe. But make sure to smack that like. Laugh out loud. Thank you. I appreciate that.
You see how everybody
Crazy
can
Vato.
have differences and still get along at the end of that's what I'm saying. Have a
Yeah.
mature conversation
Right.
and have differences, but at the end of the, you know what I mean? There's no hard feelings.
Mm-hmm.
It's just you,
Yeah.
man.
Oh, are you talking to me, Crazy Vato Locote, about Googleplex? Well, yeah. I mean, you give out your opinions, so and whatever. I'm saying I actually have met Googleplex in person and sat down with him at dinner, and he's not our whoever that guy is. That's not what he looks like. Thanks, Slim. Bro, you can't say that you're against hurting kids and families, but say it's all good because you have a bias towards one or the other person. Yeah, it has nothing to if you have a problem with
Who's
the
he talking
actual
to?
person, I don't I don't know. But if you have a problem with the actual person, you have a problem with that person and not you're not supposed to bring their family and kids into it.
Nope,
All
no
right.
women,
Buenos noches,
children.
Yo and Skyla. Buenos noches, ears to the street. Thank you for being here. Do you know what the ranting dropout looks like? Yeah, I saw a picture of him. He's like a thinner, tall. I don't know if it's a picture that I saw. He looked like he's kind of tall, dark hair. Yes, I do. If that's really him. Oops. Where did oops. Damn, ear, you can't good night to me, Eshet. Aw. I see how it is. Good night, though. Stay blessed. Never stress. That's right.
That's
I've
it.
never been in Exposed Tube or Bam Bam channel or here, but it's just messed up what they're doing to everyone. I agree, Han Solo. Yeah.
Yes, 100%
But
facts.
yeah, but it gets to the point where you start looking at them like they're not making themselves look good is what I'm trying to say. Hi, kitty. Do you want out? I can't let you out right now. 2026, make it happen. That's right. Yep. Um, I'm not on any side. Shout out to the Fulios that schmacked the like. Yes, thank you. Smart man, Han. Skyla, just be you, girl. God bless you. God bless you too. Thank you. I appreciate that. Never choose a side, just exist, baby. Okay. Frontline, I sends mine. I will never denounce Bam. He's my father. He's my dad. I love you, Bam. Googleplex? Is that the real Google? Shout out to Googleplex.
We need to play.
Uh,
You know what? We need a
what?
song of the Eminem song with us. Will the real Slim
The real,
Shady
yeah.
stand up?
Yeah. You laughed.
I did. I don't
Yep.
never laugh. I always
Mhm.
keep it too serious.
Han Solo Slim. I just don't like what people do to kids and family. Also, a lot of new content creators go behind the scenes to stir up drama. The whole thing is weird. Yes, I totally agree.
Han Solo, that's 100% facts. That is facts. I stay in my own lane. I don't do that behind the scenes stuff, things like that.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yep.
Ren,
Randy 5.
salute.
Skylar and
Thank
Poppy
you.
both have a warm and calm demeanor and soothing voices to extinguish the occasional flare ups from those who tend to lose it. Good job. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Yes, thank you. I
Thank you.
appreciate it. Salute.
Ghost Sosa Network is the best work. Fellas, remember that. Yep. Han Solo, the Googleplex is MSP. He is also called a turd nugget or Miss Pete's or Dean's Puppet. I never seen any of those channels or usernames.
No.
Han Solo, I was saying that comment in general. Richard on the Tira. That's right. Ask Han Solo, ask that Googleplex account why he rides for DYL with Dean so hard. I don't know who that is. He's just right here. You could ask him. I think he's in here still. Pop got a clean ass goat tee, real deal Holyfield. That's right.
Yeah. Try to, man. I let it grow.
That's MSP, aka Ms. Pete's, aka Chicago West. A lot of dark trolls roaming the net. Yep. Maria, I'm not on top of everything, but I unsubscribed when things got weird over there. Yeah. Yeah, I don't blame you. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you.
Yes, thank you.
The behind the scenes stuff is weird as well. I agree. Believe it or not, we the good ones. Yeah, it's weird the cult that they have over there. All right,
It is
so
weird.
I have a question for you, Pop.
Okay.
So
Shoot.
I'm sure we all want to know, what is it exactly that you do? What do you do and what have you done for work? Are
So you
you
want to?
what?
No, go
Huh?
ahead. I'll let you
Oh, I
keep
was gonna say,
talking.
are you a probation officer currently, or are you an investigator? What is it that you do?
Okay, so I know some people that have watched me from day one, and it's right. This is one of the things I always tell people, and I do it myself, but other people don't do it. A lot of people don't put stuff in their channel description. I put everything out there, my whole life story, like from my bad to my good. Like, you know what I mean? I've been on both
Mhm.
sides of the fence. Growing up, I wasn't a good kid or a good person, and I did things that weren't, the best choices,
Mhm.
addiction and just different things. But
Mhm.
then I had an opportunity, and so yeah, the name probation officer's perspective. I was a PO for years. Yeah, I think about 6 years, and my son is the one that started that got me. He was 12 at the time, and he's the one that got me started on the channel. He's the one that came up with the name.
Mhm.
But everybody automatically thinks, oh, well, he's a PO. And like I did that video, I don't know if you saw it, but where I kind of explained that if I was really in here as a PO, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
I'm not gonna put a badge as my icon. I'm not gonna show my
Yeah.
face. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm gonna hide that.
Right.
But
Yeah.
I've
You're gonna
worked
be
in
undercover. Yeah.
exactly. I'm not gonna do that. And so
Yeah.
yes, I worked as a CO. Um, I worked
So
patrol.
so you so you were a CO in the prison
Yes,
system
I
here in
was a
California?
CO. That was one of my first
So so you know all the
jobs.
ins and outs about the SNY and the GP and all that, right? You know the rules and all those things very well.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right, go ahead. Sorry to interrupt.
Oh, you're good. And I worked patrol, and then I worked for the major crimes unit, which was
Mhm.
a
Mhm.
where they take people from different agencies and they put them together to make a unit. Like you got the gang unit, you got different units. Mine was a
Mhm.
major crime unit. We used to actually take over some cases like homicide cases. So I worked a lot of homicide cases. That was what I did. And that's something that it's on my channel description. I've talked about it on my channel from the very
Mhm.
beginning.
Yeah.
And it's something that like I've been wanting to say just because of this new genre of people um that's come in. And like I don't know who it was way earlier was saying how weird it was. I think it was Han Solo, I can't remember, but
Yeah.
anyway, so it's easy to pull the trigger and 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 kill somebody, and that is the easy part, and run away after you do it. Then I come in, and then I have to sit there for hours, me and a team of investigators, detectives, and
Yeah.
we have to look at that person for hours, or or an hour, however
Mhm.
long it is. We're
Mhm.
investigating that case. Then we also have to deal with the families, the
Mhm.
friends, that the emotional side of that part of it. Um,
Right.
and so when I see the people that worship people that are convicted murderers, um, do
Yeah.
are they all bad? Are they all bad people? No, I don't believe that they're all bad people. Um,
Right. Some
I
people
feel that
maybe defended themselves, right? So
either
situations like
either
that.
that,
Yeah.
or they were young, made some,
Oh, okay.
with the gang,
Yeah, bad
or
choice.
they're involved in their gang, and they're trying to make
Mhm.
a name for themselves, but they
Mhm.
are actually a human, and they have remorse for what they did. Now, if you
Mm.
don't show
Yeah.
remorse for what you did, you're just an evil person to me.
Right.
I mean, I've dealt with them all. I've dealt with the evil. I've dealt with serial killers. I've dealt with a lot of evilness. And then there's people
Yeah.
that they did it and they're crying their eyeballs out. You know what I mean?
Right.
In the
Right, right, right. That's what I
interrogation
was
room.
right. That's what I was just thinking as you're saying this is we have heard stories, and I say we as people who watch other YouTubers uh content or lives, whatever it might be, and we've heard people talk about, that they're killers, they're murderers, whatever, but there is no remorse, and that is a bit alarming now that I'm actually thinking about it the way that you just broke it down, because there are people that, I mean, you took somebody's life, that person is no longer here, of no choice to that person, unfortunately. They also have families, they have a mom, they have siblings, they have children, they have maybe wives, girlfriends. Like, this is real stuff. This is the real part of it. Like, sure, it's easy to support a channel and it's all fun and games. And then maybe they go on there and they talk about, like, yeah, I'm a killer, or I I did such and such time, 20 years in prison for killing somebody. And I guess for some people that right there might be alarming, but there's other people that like, "Oh yeah, that was in the past," and not really thinking about this is some real stuff, and this person's talking
it
about it
it's
like
a
it's no big deal. Yeah,
yeah, it's a
like it's no big
domino
deal.
effect. It is a
But
domino effect because it affects you're affecting by what your actions just affected a whole
right,
generation of the family, and then I
right.
have to be the one that has to deal with the family, on a regular basis. Is say you don't have any leads, you don't have any, they're calling in, they're coming in, they're coming, you know what I mean? And you feel for them.
Yeah,
Or you're the one that has to go to go knock on the door and tell them,
and break the
I'm sorry,
news.
but your son, your daughter, or whatever, whoever it
Right.
was murdered. You know what I mean? Or we found
Oh,
them, and
man.
that's
So
the hardest part
so
of the job.
right. And like, I mean, we've all seen movies, TV shows where, you see and it's sad, but you actually lived that every single day of your life when when you had to go break that news or whatever. And oh my gosh, I cannot even imagine. I cannot even imagine, God forbid, having to be on that the receiving end on a message like that, on a visit like that, but also what you had to deal with telling them and them breaking down and I mean, I'm sure you have to comfort those people. Like I'm sure they
Yeah,
break
I mean,
down obviously. That's really
you go
really
from
sad. That is so sad.
yes, and you have people that I mean, just hysterical. Some that don't know how to take it. You know what I mean? They don't believe it's real. I mean, but the justice comes when you can say, I just want to let you know we got the person that took your son or daughter or
Right.
brother, sister, or whoever, mother, daughter's life, you know,
Right.
and we got them, and they're going away. Well, then like California came out with that SB 260 bill. So if you were,
Mm.
I think it was under 25 years old and you were sentenced to life in prison, you basically, as long as you programmed and shown that you were programming inside there, taking different programs, and you had remorse for your crimes, eventually you could get released early instead of having to spend the rest of your life in prison. Now,
Mhm.
to me, is that fair to the families? No, it's not. But if you're going
Mm-mm.
to get out, conduct yourself in, wow, I got a second chance at life because I was just sentenced to life in prison and they just let me out on
Exactly.
this SB 260 instead of going out there and acting like fools on YouTube and idiots
Right.
and their families. You think people aren't watching? I think I just saw
Right.
somebody else put that in the chat over here. I was trying to see, but yeah, believe it or not, there are a lot of families watch. Exactly, these families
Mhm.
are watching the people that actually took the lives of their family member, and then they're seeing how they
Mhm.
act on there. Conduct
Yeah,
yourself, be happy, be productive, try to help others so they don't commit crimes
right.
like that. You know what I mean? Do something for the
Yes.
community. Just,
Yeah,
do something.
absolutely.
That's
I totally agree, and yeah, I think it hits different when you explain it like that because like I said, it's all fun and games when you're following a channel, but when they can speak about, that kind of crime of murder just like it's nothing, that's strange. I mean, as a human being, um, I think it would be something that you struggle with all the time for probably the rest of your life, if you take somebody's life. But when somebody outright has zero remorse and openly says they have zero remorse, that is very alarming. And
that's
is,
not somebody that should be walking the streets, period.
that's what I was just going to say. That should, yeah, exactly. And it makes you wonder how did they, because I'm sure there's a panel like the parole board hearings. Like there's a panel of people that decide these things, and are they deceived or are they being lazy in their job? Like this is scary
Well,
because
yeah, well, the Senate did that for California,
Yeah,
like the
that
Senate Bill
part too. Yeah.
260. So they
Mhm.
kind of, opened up the door for them to, as long as they were behaving and doing what they were supposed to do and taking classes and doing different things, to better
Yeah.
themselves, then they would qualify for that SB 260 if they were under that age when they committed the crime.
Mhm.
And you know what I mean? And yeah, but
Yeah.
it's a tough thing. I have PTSD from that job, and not just that
Yeah.
job, but in just life in general. But I have kids and I have a family, and so when I would come home, no matter how bad, and some days you might be 2 days straight, no sleep. You know what I mean? You're gone at
Mhm.
work for 2 days straight. Or you might have just laid your head down and you get the phone call, and you're tired, and it's like, hey, and then you got to get up, get dressed, and go. You know,
Mhm.
and all these people, or I mean, not all these people, but people that have committed these murders, I'm going to tell you right now, they can shoot and run or do drive-bys, and to me, the chicken shit way out. But they can do that
Yeah.
and live with themselves because they don't see it. But when you
Mhm.
actually see it, especially when children get hurt, women get hurt, everybody's human life is valuable. It doesn't matter. I don't care if you're what your life is. I don't care if you're a drug addict. I don't care what you are. A human being's a human being. And if
Mhm.
for someone to take somebody's life, you don't you don't have that right to do that. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
just, so I had to, no matter what, I, I had to decompress, but I always made sure that when I walked in the door and seen my kids, I always had a smile on my face, no matter how bad my day was or what I
Yeah.
had seen. But it eats at you after so long of dealing with that. It eats at you. It really
Mhm.
does.
Yeah, you have to deal with literal trauma every single day, nonstop.
And that's
Yeah.
and that's where addiction, like, I drank a lot. Guys that I worked with,
Mhm.
we drank a lot. You know what I mean? I would wait till my kids went to bed, and then I would go, hang out in the garage or whatever, and
Right.
my friends would come over, whatever. We would just sit and drink, and that was
Mhm.
my way of decompressing,
Right.
from that.
Coping, coping with it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's all very interesting. Thank you for sharing that with us. All I'm saying is when you let YouTube or social media cross over into your real life, it's time to get priorities in check. Han Solo, I couldn't agree more.
Yes.
Absolutely.
100%.
Yeah. Um, Skyla and Pop, what kids shows did you used to watch staying home early mornings instead of going to school? I used to watch
Oh, shoot.
The Price is Right, and
Yeah.
then oops, The Price
Price is Right.
I
Yeah.
think Leave It to
Cartoons.
Beaver, I think, and what
I
else? What
watched
else?
Leave It to Beaver. I never really got into that. Uh, Shoot, man, there was a lot of shows I used to watch.
I used to watch You Are Not the Father. What is that one called?
Oh, Maury,
Maury. Maury.
Maury
What else did I
Povich.
watch? Yeah. What else? I'm trying to think. Yeah, I think those for the morning time. Price is Right. Bonanza. People are
Bonanza.
probably like,
I
"What
never. Yeah, I
Bonanza? What is
watched
that?"
Remember Little House on the Prairie? I never really got
Oh,
into
yeah,
that,
Little
but
House on the Prairie, yeah.
I was just a little
Yeah,
kid. But
yeah.
cartoons wise, I used to like. Well, remember they had Super Friends, and then Captain Caveman. He was like my favorite. I don't know. Do you ever remember Captain
Mm-mm.
Caveman?
No,
No. Yeah, I love
no.
that cartoon. There was a lot of cool cartoons
What
back
one
in the
did I
day.
watch?
Now they're totally different.
Yeah, there is dark evil trolling like chemo flicks to really just expose these people that do evil and trolls or accounts that are just funny. I agree. So yeah, trolling is supposed to be funny. You're not supposed to. Yeah, like you said, the evilness part. Like, no, don't do that. That's not cool. That's not trolling. That's just being pure evil, and it's not cool. Trolling's supposed to be like back in the day we used to have yo mama jokes. Yo mama this, what you weren't really
Oh yeah, I
talking
remember that.
like like about their mama, but that's just what we all did back then, back in the days. Yo mama this, and it was funny. Trolling is supposed to be a funny thing, not an evil thing. I totally agree. Thank you, Han Solo. We not a cult. We our own. We are straight nomads. Who's we
That-
when you say we? Han
But
Solo
that's
Sim. All
what
I'm saying is there. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say about the nomads thing. That's true. Everybody should be just their own person. You know what I mean? And not
Yeah.
get caught up in so caught up in your feelings or whatever it is that's
Hmm.
keeping you.
Yeah.
Be your own
Yeah.
person.
Han Solo. All I'm saying is there is 20 watching and 4 chatting, so a lot of eyes lurking. Oh, I'm sure of it.
Yeah,
There's probably gonna
yeah,
be all
we're
kinds
getting
of
clipped.
clips tomorrow. Yeah. Hi. Um, I'm surprised there's not more just watching. Don't follow lead baby. Okay, no. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Don't follow lead. Absolutely. I totally agree. Yeah, I have trolls that come into my videos like currently that are like, "You should be embarrassed of yourself." Like, of what? What am I embarrassed of? You should be embarrassed. You're in here talking. You came over here to my channel to talk nonsense with bad grammar and all. You should be
Yeah,
embarrassed.
nobody should be
um,
embarrassed of what they do. They At the end of the day, you know what I mean.
yeah,
You have you have to do what you have to do to support your family.
yeah. I think she was trying to talk trash on my video on my content that I was doing. My last video, I believe. Han Solo said, "Never throw rocks in a glass house" is basically the moral to the story, and it's really messed up when you get accused of stuff you don't do. Correct. Totally.
Yep.
Yeah, that's when yeah, that's when they start attacking you like to try to humiliate you or like personal attacks, that's when you know that like that's all you got, like you got nothing, so you have to resort to that. You got to stoop that low and resort to being evil and just like ridiculous. That's cuz they have nothing. Like if you have nothing other than to try to humanize somebody, then maybe you shouldn't be a troll. Maybe you're not funny enough. Maybe you're not cut out for it. Like throwing
Exactly.
jackets on homies, that shit ain't right. Yep. Han Solo Slim, empathy is the key also. Treat one like you would like to be treated. Absolutely. Yep.
100%.
Yeah. And then don't throw shade or talk trash on somebody if you can't take it back. But again, like you can throw shade or troll or whatever, be able to take it back, but also if it gets like way out of hand, like in my situation with this total smear campaign and all the horrible stuff, like if you can't even that, like if you can't handle it, then maybe this isn't the place for you. Not saying that I want to handle it, but it you got to look at who's doing it and really, like I said, that paperwork that Pop went over in that video that he did with whose paperwork. It's very very informative, very informative, and it just you're like, oh, I see. That makes sense.
It just takes a
Han
while. It's
Solo, that part,
a lot of pages.
yeah, that part is gross to laugh about. Um, Believe it or not, a lot of the families watch these channels. I would imagine so. Yeah, that's where I seen you before. You used to do a podcast with this other lady like a year ago. Um, I've been interviewed on a podcast. What was her name? A blonde girl. I can't think of the podcast. Can't think of her name, but she did an interview. But other than that, no, I haven't. I didn't do a podcast with anybody. But I'm wondering if that's the one that you saw, maybe. Han Solo. All Also, it's all fun and games till it happens to them, like the doxing or putting false jackets on people or blaming others for stuff they never did. And I'm seeing a lot of that on YouTube. You're absolutely
Yeah.
correct. Yeah. Yeah, they
And
think that it
that's
might
not
not be yeah. And it might not even be like it might not even be that person that does it back to you, but people have supporters and followers that might take it, take matters into their own hands. But I don't believe that's the case with the cult, because Father tells them what he wants them to do, and then they do it. It's weird.
But you see how we can have a normal conversation without bashing
Yeah.
and just putting
Hmm.
out facts. And I mean, that's the way it
Yeah.
should be. If somebody gets in their feelings about it, which we already know it's going to happen. Like you said, this
Oh
being
yeah.
clipped right now.
Right.
But the bottom line is we can do it respectfully. At the end of the day, at the end of the this live, it's already done. I don't have to sit
Mhm.
here and you know what I
Right.
mean?
We go back to our life. Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. Yeah, but
Oh,
yeah,
so
that's the thing.
he was
Like, what? Go ahead.
oh, go ahead. I'm ahead of you on the chat. That's why I was looking at the chat on the
Oh,
side.
okay.
Oh,
I was just
sorry.
gonna say, yeah, I feel like since I got my own channel, I've always conducted myself, whether it was on video that I did or jumping on somebody's live on the panel, like Bam Bam or something. I've always conducted myself the same way, and I've never, said anything out of line. But you know who, if I say any little thing, it's like a big deal. Like, oh, you're over there running your mouth and da da da. No, 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 I'm
Yeah.
not. Yeah, no. So it'll be interesting to see what happens from that side, from the cult. Han Solo said, I
Yeah.
always say you will see a person's true character after they've been on YouTube after a few months, or when they are drinking, talking about sad cases and laughing it up. Yeah.
Yep.
Skyla, I
That's
want to see
fact.
your cat. I want to see your cat. Yeah. Cleopatra.
Let's see your cat.
Come here, mama. Here's Cleopatra. Yeah, she was mad. She wanted to sit on my lap, but she can't right now. Um, well said, Hans. Maury, yep,
Maury.
Maury. Orale, you want to see what? uh,
Your cat.
laugh out loud, Timu. Yeah. Damn, Skylar going way back on them shows. For real, Lou. Hi, Lou. That ain't Fat and Saucy's chat room blood. This ain't Fat and Saucy's chat room blood. No, he's talking about my cat. Han Solo, I can only imagine that pop, and people just be careful on who you mod up or listen to, because I have seen creators go through mods like they change
You,
their underwear.
you're
Yeah.
100% correct,
Mhm.
Han Solo, because I know that I've seen these people, they hop around to mod different channels, and I've seen it. And that's why I'm like very picky on who my mods are. I know them personally or to their day oneers, and they don't hop around to other channels. I did encounter one or two, but I learned real quick that yeah, you're right though, 100%.
The power of the cross. Is your cat a male or female? She's a female. Yep. Richie Lokes. Hola, Skyla. Hola, Richie. Thanks for being here. Power of the cross. Have a bloody blessings, Timu. Timo. Timu. Sorry, my bad. Timu. Richie Lokes. Salute, chat, and panel. Hey.
Salute.
The power of the cross in the blood of Jesus. Richie. Yes. Don't throw no taboo at me. You hung out with Fat and Saucy Fool.
Timo, man, you
Saludos,
need to
brother
chill.
blood.
Like everybody is getting along here. You're the only one that seems to be not like backing down off of that.
Timo, do you have misplaced anger or something? Aren't you over there mad at the ones who didn't they are you still kicked out? What's going on with that? No bueno. Timo, would you ever find peace with blood? Question of the year. That's right. Ghost
Good
Sosa.
question.
Yep. Blood. Would you ever accept Timo as a fellow brother? Ghost Sosa. I know that on last night's live, the blood
Blood
he
forgives
said that he
everybody.
welcome. Yeah, yeah, and he was welcoming everybody last night. I got peace, but fools like throwing jackets on fools, and it ain't right.
That's right.
I
I mean,
tried
that
not
is
to nod
true.
and failed.
I mean,
I
false
respect that,
jackets.
Timo. Chicago Dumb throws out half truths all the time. I think that Chicago Dumb is hilarious. Yeah, he's funny. Blood, stop doing what you're doing, Lokes online. Just preach, get a following that way. I enjoy his lives. I go to his lives all the time. Sorry, I was talking about Pop on the podcast. Oh, okay. Oh
Oh,
yeah,
one of
yeah.
my
Yeah.
podcasts. Yeah, yeah. I was on
Yeah. Yeah.
Blood on a Razor Wire, and then I was on Ian Bick's podcast. So I was on 2 podcasts. Yeah.
Be your own person, Blood. You hear what he said. I think he is his own person.
Yes, he is.
Also, MSP and Dean are the ringleaders behind the scenes. They even almost or did push a kid to unalive himself. Wow. That's
That's
horrible.
crazy.
They still have a channel. A drunk man's words are a sober man's thoughts. That's what they say. Beautiful cat. Thank you so much. Definitely vet your mods and guests you have on your show. Yeah. Yep. The Power of the Cross. I forgot about Fat and Saucy. 7 years old, Timu. I moved on 7 years ago. There you go. See?
See, there's your answer, Timo.
Yep. Lou Magoo. Started watching Pop's channel and subbed. Great channel. That's right.
Thank you, Lou
Lou.
Magoo. Appreciate it.
Timo Deville. Blood, just stop doing what you do. Just be you, like dude on the panel was saying. I think he is being him, and I think it's cool. I enjoy his shows, his lives.
Yes, 100%. He
Chicago,
keeps it real.
yeah, yeah. Chicago Dumb might be funny, but he is not the person he comes off as. Well, I mean, I don't know what to say about that. I haven't seen anything wrong with Chicago Dumb. He seems all right to me. MSP's in here. I would bet the farm on it. Who's MSP?
Yeah, who is MSP? I don't know who that is.
Does he put content out or what? Do you watch Mundo? No, I don't
No, I
know who
don't
that
watch
is.
Mundo.
Urban 247. Welcome.
Oh, Mod Squad Prospect.
Mod Squad Prospect.
I've never heard
I
of it.
never heard of it. Yeah. Is it a good one? Or what do they talk about or what? Han Solo? All right. So yeah, we spoke about the Yarda and all these new people that are coming up that are here. But what about when people on the Yarda they call somebody else out for a fade? And
It's
then
all
how many times has that happened and how many times has anybody actually, been like, "All right, like yeah, let's do this." None, right?
none, 0,
Mm-mm.
maybe once.
Oh yeah, maybe once, right? Gunner actually did fight somebody, didn't he?
Well, that was in the boxing ring, which I think is
Right.
a good. A lot of people don't like Mikey from Chicano Tube, but I think when the way or the boxing ring thing, that shows you who you really are. If you think you got hands and you got an issue with another content creator, whatever, they do it for charity. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I think it's a good thing.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
get in the ring, do it the right way. No
Yeah.
a clean fight, no weapons, things like that. I think
Yeah.
that's a good thing.
Yeah, for sure. I agree. And then you have the ones who yeah, who say I don't know, just the pull up, the ones who really talk trash behind the keyboard
Oh, they're the
warriors.
loudest. Yes, they're the loudest
Yeah.
people in the room.
Mhm. Hans, you've been around, huh? MSP is Dean's main troll. They are a group of really evil trolls. Really? What genre are they, Hans?
I Love Lucy or Gilligan's Island.
Yes. Yeah. Yep. I Love Lucy's hilarious. Gunner boxed. Yeah. Who'd he?
Yeah,
He boxed
you gotta
Cholo
watch it. It was funny.
or something. Ghost Sosa.
Who
A
was
fade is
it?
a fade, and hey, salute to you if you get paid. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did he Gunner? Did he fight? Cholo Trucker or something like that.
Yeah,
I don't.
yeah,
Yeah,
a
yeah.
funny, it was pretty
And
funny fight, but at least he got in the ring.
did they have beef? Did they like one called out one for the fade, or did they just
I
end up fighting each other for some
I don't
reason?
remember. That was a couple years ago. I don't remember. I think that was like 3 years
Yeah,
ago, 2 or
I
3
think it
years
was
ago.
before my time. Keyboard warriors for real. Keyboard warriors. Yep, they have a lot of shit to say. Definitely. I think that's at the point where they're not a troll, they're just a keyboard warrior, I believe, right? Can we say that to be true?
What's
Like
that?
when the people that start like attacking you, like, trying to dehumanize you or attacking your personal life or anything like that goes beyond regular trolling, I think we could effectively say that they are no longer trolls, they're a keyboard warrior,
Yes, 100%.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hanselo, sorry to take over the chat. Just be careful on these dark trolls and the content creators that go through mods every year or so, and that us for female and that us for female content creators as well. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep. That's true. Um.
it is. I've seen them
So did
I
we?
know you've probably seen it too.
Uh
There's a
huh.
lot of channel hoppers, mod hoppers, that want to be mods for different channels, and then they go and
Yeah.
yeah, I know exactly. I've
So
seen it.
that was a funny thing that was brought up after I stopped supporting that other channel. Is you were never even a mod over there. Like I wasn't. Like, wait, what? I was never even trying
Yeah,
to be a mod. I didn't know that was a
yeah,
thing that people
who
people strive to
cares?
be a mod.
Yeah,
That was so funny to me. And then all of a sudden, who was like, "Yeah, see, this is why I never made her a mod because I already knew." Knew what? Weirdo. So funny. It's comedy. All right. Oh, I have a question for you, Pop. What's the
yeah,
difference between? Because I know, like back in the day, they used to call I think I'm not sure. This is part of my question. They would refer to the bad standings people as PCs, but now I'm hearing the SNY. Is it the same
yeah.
thing, or did they just change the name, or like what's that?
Basically, PC and up, locking it up is basically the same as SMY,
Mm,
because
mhm,
the difference was back in the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, they didn't have SNY yards. So it
mhm,
was a lot harder to, like, and if you PC'd up, it was because it could be for various reasons. You're an informant, you're, you know, bad paperwork, or you owe a drug debt, you owe a
mhm,
gambling debt, you went against your code. I mean, there's a lot of ways, but SNY now it's just like that's how people get out of it from doing things.
mm,
And one of the things that, and I wanted to bring this up because I know people talk about it, and some of the people here can chime in if they want, but they so to debrief and to be SNY or PC is two different things. And that is
mhm,
because if you debrief, that means you are validated. You're a validated gang member. You're from the security threat group, one of the big
mhm,
four.
mhm,
And so that's part of obviously your talent on your faction, whatever umbrella you're under, to get over to
mhm,
the SNY. And then regular people that just are scared because maybe they owe a drug debt, whatever. People are gonna, they know they're gonna get hit, they're gonna get whacked on the yard, so they PC up. And a lot of times, what they'll do is, and a lot of PC moves is going after a CO. They
mhm,
know, like, that they go up to the say they go up to the podium, or they go up to the CO, and it's not like people, they don't walk around, the COs don't walk around and go, okay, anybody that wants to go SNY, raise your hand. You know what I
right,
mean?
right, yeah,
You have to say, I'm scared for my life, they're going to kill me. If not,
Right.
what they'll do is they'll take off on the CO, and then they'll automatically get locked up for that. Then they'll go, and that's so that they don't get whacked on the yard. It's a PC move.
Mhm.
But yeah,
Yeah.
so it's not like they just say, okay, so you want to go to the SNYR? Okay, well, come on. No,
Mhm.
you have to give them some information. Why are you scared? Why are you scared to go on the yard? Why can't you be on this yard? You have to give them some type of
Right.
information. Whether
You
it's
have to rat.
dry,
You have to
yeah,
rat.
whether it's dry
Yeah.
snitching, you got to say something. You can't just, you're scared for your life. Okay, but why? Why are you scared for your life? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
You got to explain it, or they're not going to take you off the yard and put
Yeah.
you. Well, I mean, now it's so prevalent. You know what I mean? They make it
Mhm.
so easy.
That's why people in good standings, that's why they say like they were for lack of better words, they were man enough to go through the program and go be GP and on good standings. That is, I mean, if you're gonna be in there, that is a huge accomplishment.
Yeah,
You didn't, bitch out and like go SNY, right?
you
Is that
did the
fair to say?
and
Did I
like I
say it
said in my
correctly?
video, yeah, if you're gonna do the crime, you got to do the time, and that's just
Yeah.
whatever way you got to do it, and doing it the solid way, or you're staying solid and doing it that way, or not being able to hack it. Well, then you shouldn't have put yourself in prison in the first place.
R-
You know what I
Right.
mean? And it's,
Exactly.
if you
Yeah.
can't handle it, and then here's the thing, then like I said, the PC or the SNYs are the loudest mouths on YouTube. I'm going to tell you that straight out.
Mhm.
And like I said, they are watching everybody, especially this genre right here. So
Mhm.
the YouTube yard, that they're watching it,
Mhm.
and they are so stupid that they run their mouths. Well, guess what's going to happen? Eventually, they're going to get caught up in something, and then they're going to go back to where they couldn't hack it in the first place. Then they got to go
Right.
back there. What do you think is going to happen? Now your face was all over YouTube. Plus, you're already unknown as a PC. It's
Right.
not going to be good. You know what I mean? It's not going to be good.
Yeah. And that goes back to like you said about the killers, the murderers that, openly talk about it with no remorse. They yeah, with no remorse. I lost my train of thought right now. What was I going to say? It'll come back to me. I forgot what I was going to say, but yeah, that what were you saying right now? What was the last thing you just
Uh,
said?
I
It'll
was
come
talking
back to
about
me. What was it?
if the PCs are the loudest ones on here, and they're being watched, and
Oh,
they
yeah,
don't even,
that's what I
they're
was
so
gonna say.
dumb.
So if you did all that time and you did get out on a loophole or whatever, a changed law, whatever it is, like you had said earlier, that you would think that you wouldn't even wanna hurt a fly, like, you'd be so
Yeah,
grateful to be out having gotten that second chance and just be like, "Everything is so good." Like, I have a second chance at life, really, at a free life, and but for somebody to not act that way and come onto YouTube and just spew evilness, that's wild. That is
that
something
is.
like,
It
wow.
just,
That
I'm going to tell you, they're not going to last. I mean, that's just my perspective from what I've seen, and you're not
yeah,
going to last very long. It's just a matter, or let me just put it this way: it's a matter of time, and you're going to get caught up in
yeah,
something. And like, I think
right.
if you saw my last video, I talked about all that,
Mhm,
about the digital footprint.
right.
Um,
Mhm,
and then in my thumbnail, I showed a person behind the computer, a keyboard warrior, basically, with
mhm.
all these monitors, and here's the cops raiding them, taking their
Yeah,
computers, all their electronics. Yeah, I mean, and you're done. See ya. You know what I
right.
mean? And they're gonna scour
Yeah,
they're gonna send off all your stuff to go through everything. You could have a
yeah.
hundred troll account or 100 accounts that you made up, trust and believe. And then one of the things is people use VPNs. Um,
Mhm,
but that's not 100%. There's stuff that there's technology out there to
yeah,
still track you down, even though you're
yeah,
using a VPN to change your IP address.
Right.
it is just a lot.
Yeah, there is a lot. And I mean, if you're just doing regular trolling, having fun with it and not, doing the doxing and all that evil stuff, then you're good. Like you have nothing to worry about. But when you get when you cross boundaries and things, you cross certain lines, that's when you gotta really you're being reckless, I should say. Is at that point you're
Yeah.
being reckless and that's not good for you, you know.
No.
No, Gunner and Cholo Trucker was just a money grab, but I don't think Cholo Trucker was in on it. Oh, okay. Spencer, you two stay blessed. You too.
All right. You too.
That keyboard is their liquid courage. Absolutely. Yeah.
100%. It's the way they can talk all the crap they want to talk without any
Mhm.
repercussions, knowing that nobody's going to get at them.
Mhm.
You know.
Yeah. Keyboard liquid courage is a good one. Oh, one, yeah. Question, were you a CO for the feds or state? Han
State.
Solo is asking.
I I wouldn't want to work for the feds. I'll tell you that right now.
How come?
The federal prison's way more dangerous. There's
Really? Oh,
yes, and it's
they used to refer to it as like the white collar crime, right? Back in the
that's
day.
because yeah, that's because they do have camps for
Mhm.
the white collar criminals. But
Mhm.
if you are in there not one of these white collar criminals that gets to go to a camp, like I've
Right.
heard some stories from people in anarchists. He's one of them. He could tell you. He was locked up, I believe, in federal prison.
Mhm.
The Blood on a Razor Wire, the guy that I was on his channel, his podcast, and did an interview. He interviewed me. He did like 16 years in federal prison, and they talk about how you walk in there and the captain and the COs will tell you right off the bat, like you're gonna go on the yard, you better get you a knife. You know what I mean? Right off the rip. There's no
Wow.
structure like there is in the
Mhm.
state. California, for real. I mean,
Interesting. All right. Oops, sorry. The reason I asked about Mundio is because Hansel. Also, what's your thoughts on other CO content creators that have channels? I've seen some that come off as legit or level-headed, then some that act like a gangster. Yeah, me too.
well, my thoughts. I only know one that I've watched, and I don't see eye to eye with him, and that's Hector Bravo. Only
Yeah.
because I feel like well, he has a huge ego, and I'm not here to knock him or whatever his channel, but there's it's known there's no love lost between us because
Mm,
he's a whistleblower, but then he does try to I mean, I don't know if that's who he's referring to, but he also tries to act gangster, and he has people that have been to
mhm,
prison that are on his channel, and
mhm.
but I don't know.
Yeah. So you guys had a little bit of internet beef or nah?
He never really beefed. He actually um I
He
did
didn't beef.
I did a short. This was a year and a half ago, I want to say. I snipped one of his things where he was talking bad about Pisces, and then I cut
Mhm.
one where he was talking bad about the blacks. But as soon as he said it, he was like, "Oh, I shouldn't. Oh, I know people's gonna clip this." And then he took that live down. Well, I clipped it and made a
Really?
short out of it. And then
Yeah.
guess what I got? A copyright strike.
Oh
He turned me
no.
in. He turned me in for just posting what he put out there in a short, and it had
And
his
they
name and everything. It gave me his name, his email address, reported me for copyright because I
could
took that little piece and made it short.
yeah. So I was doing research the other day and because I wondered if I needed to have that disclaimer, before when I put content out. And so I was
Yeah.
looking it up online and it said YouTube if it's on YouTube already, it's what do they call it? There's a term that they use, like common copyright or not common copyright. It's like open game. Like you're allowed to use it if it's already on YouTube. Then that's you pretty much acknowledge and approve when you sign up for YouTube that your content may be used on other YouTube pages. So that's interesting that he did that. Are you able
Yeah.
to dispute it, or were you able to
No, I
dispute it?
mean that was a year and a half ago. I think I did try to dispute it, and there was no. I mean, because I guess like certain things are copyrighted. I mean, I don't know
Mhm.
how they work it, to be honest with you, but I just know that's the way he did it,
Yeah.
and that's the way it is. But they're when you're using somebody's personal information or giving out, like I don't
Yeah.
like if
Yeah,
I'm
that's
not
different.
giving you my name and I'm not giving you like
Right.
you use my picture, then yeah, then you're going against my
Yeah, you
privacy. That's
can't.
my
Right.
privacy.
That's correct. There is a thin line between your privacy, like you just said. That's true. Yeah. I was just curious. Skyla. Okay, what was the question
I
before?
gotta and now I gotta get off here. It's late for me. I
Okay,
gotta
the
get
reason I asked about Mundio is because Skyla. Let's get through these and then we'll finish.
yeah,
I'm
because
not
I seen
sure what you
somebody
meant,
talking
Urban
about
247. Like,
somebody else
what's your
from
other platform?
Salinas.
My other platform,
My
I do. Go ahead.
oh none.
Oh, my other platform is I do webcam, strip chat. Another question, were you a CO in California or other states?
Both. I did in California and other states.
Power of the Cross.
Um,
Probation officer. I have a friend whose son was killed 5 years ago and her son's death has not been solved. Would you be able to help her solve her son's death?
I tell you what, I would definitely be able to do some type of help if you get reach out to me, um, and my information and get in touch with me, and I'll see what I can do because I love to do that. That's something. Um, that helping families. I mean, I have stories. I mean, I've done
Yeah,
some
I was
content
just gonna say,
about it, but maybe another time we can talk about that.
yeah, for
About
sure. I was just gonna say, and you're good at it. You're good at it. Um, I see that, or it seems like the West Coast 50/50 yards are like East Coast or south or the South Main line.
see that it seems that the West Coast 50/50 yards are like East Coast and South. Yes, you're right. So the 50/50. Do you know what the 50/50 yards are, Skyla?
No.
So what they're doing is they're mixing S and Y with GPers and putting them
Mhm,
on the same yard. So that to me not a good thing, and how it refers to East Coast and South because nobody has structure in the prison system like California.
mhm,
California is all structured by race. If
mhm,
you're white, you run with the whites. If you're Southern Hispanic, you run with the Southerners, and vice versa.
mhm.
You know what I mean? Whatever it is. So they're very structured. And back east, they're not structured. They don't have that structure like that. They just kind of run amok. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
There is
Yeah.
gangs, but yeah. So that's right.
Okay. Also, SNY yards I hear are just as dangerous as mainline. Oh, yeah,
They
because they
are.
have their
Yeah.
own SNY gangs, right?
Yeah.
They
Two
have their own
fivers,
little.
Northern
Yeah.
Riders.
Oh,
Plus
that's
some of
cool, okay.
those. Yeah, there's a lot of different gangs that are in the SNY. And
For
what are they
real,
going to
ET
do?
snap out of it, tonto. Yeah, seriously. Yeah. Another question. What did you think of content creators that debriefed or wore a wire but come on YouTube and grift?
What do I think? What do you think?
Mhm.
Is that for me?
I think so,
Um,
yeah.
that debriefed or wore a wire. Then they. I mean, there's a place for
I
everybody on YouTube.
Right.
I mean, it's free, but if they wore a wire, whatever. I mean, that's something. I don't
I
know. They
feel
shouldn't be in this
yeah,
genre. They should be in their own lane somewhere else and tell their
yeah.
story and how they wore a
I
wire.
feel
And
I feel like especially if they did that, but are trying to, talk grift. What does grift
yes,
mean? Grift, isn't that like when you talk bad about somebody, right?
yeah, I
Or is
think
that
so.
something
Yeah,
different? Well, what I'm
yes,
trying to say is if you're one of those people and then you come on YouTube and try to talk crap about somebody who is like in bad standings or something, like what? Like what are you doing?
yeah,
Like what we see with you know who going in on
yes.
Dubs. Like, wait a
Yeah.
minute.
Yeah.
Wait,
Okay,
that
yeah.
doesn't make no
So
sense at all.
let's get this out here.
Okay.
I gotta address this real quick, and then you can go through the chat, and then I gotta get off
Okay.
here.
All right.
Um, so here was what I saw when I, like I said, I went on that channel. I was like kind of confused. And I was like, why is he watching him? But then he's talking smack. Then he's
Right.
calling him out, like, oh yeah,
Mhm.
he wants to catch a fade with them. They were on the same yard together. This is
Yeah.
what blows me away. Neither one of them
In
will talk
in
about
SNY.
they will talk about that they were on the same yard, but
Yeah.
if like ET had such an issue with Dubs, why didn't he get off on him on the yard? Why did he wait to get on YouTube and get a behind the screen and a voice changer and a keyboard to say he wants to catch a fade with them? I mean,
Yeah.
that's what prison is. I mean, you know, if you got a beef with somebody, then you handle it. Why didn't he do
Mhm.
that?
Yeah.
That's the question. I'm
That's a
confused
very
about
good
that.
question. Yeah, that's a really good question. And yeah, he wants to call him a rat, but he's a rat too, right?
Yep.
I saw it. I saw the paperwork. V Han Solo VPN doesn't really do anything but change your IP address location. Yeah.
Yep. Exactly.
Truth teller,
Yes.
Salas Made.
The salad bowl.
Oh,
Yep. That's it.
nice.
It used to be 408 area code. Now I know it's 831 now, but when I was growing up, it was the 408, and then it switched to 831. But yep, the salad bowl.
What's up, Truth Teller? Thanks for being here. Richie Lokes, where you been at? The Truth Teller. Yeah. Han Solo thoughts on channels like Boxer, both boxers from up north and down south, and Mundo and Sammy the Bull. Oh,
Yeah, and they're
I'm sure.
all no good. I mean,
Yeah.
but they all made a. I
Yeah.
don't
They all
watch it.
have big.
I don't watch any of them.
Yeah. I don't. I watch Boxer, that one occasionally sometimes, but that one has a lot of followers. I'm sure Sammy the Bull has a lot of followers too, but
Yeah, I
I
think
mean,
Sammy the Bull does.
people are interested, they want to hear the stories, they want to hear it's interesting. I mean, they made movies about Sammy the Bull, you know? It's an
The
interesting thing.
mob was a
Yeah.
very big thing that's died out now. You know what I mean? And he's one of the very
Mhm.
few left. But I mean, I know what he did,
Yeah.
but he
Right.
ratted out and all that. But
Yep.
yeah, I mean, to each their own. Whatever. I don't watch.
Mhm.
I don't watch them, but
Yeah. Truth teller working and tripping out on all this YouTube stuff going on for real. Yeah. I'll be going live soon, maybe tomorrow. Cool, cool. Han Solo, I heard that the CO guy you're talking about left because they were gonna fire him. Yeah, I heard that
yes,
too.
I I called him out on that, and he
Oh,
did
you
not like. Yeah, I called him out on it because I heard through the wire that he was going to get fired, and he had an option to either resign, which they do that a lot. Like, you know, if you're going to they'll give you that option so you don't lose your benefits, like your pension, and things like that, and that way you can go get a job somewhere else. You know what I mean? And they give
Mhm.
you that option to resign instead of just straight get
Yeah.
fired. And that's what I heard too. I don't have the proof for that. Just what I heard. So it's
Mhm.
you know.
Okay. He said he remembers when he said that. Public domain. Yeah, that public domain. Yes, correct. Welcome to the Oblivion 13. Thanks for being here. Han Solo, he said blacks do weird stuff and let it slide, and the Bisa car let people that grape in their car. Oh.
Yep. Yes, 100%. Yep, that's what
Oh.
it. That's what I think I cut or I made the short out of. Yeah, he said the Paisos were
Mhm.
all chomos. All Paisos were chomos,
Mm-hmm.
And then he said something, I don't even remember, something about the blacks. Yeah. And then I cut it. I snipped it, and then I put it out there, and then he took those, I think he took those lives down after he did them. But I had snipped it, made a short out of it where he said that. And then I think Chemoflix did one. He took mine, what I had, or something, and Chemoflix put it out there, and he had them in a like the Ku Klux Klan
Yeah.
hat and stuff. Yeah.
That's funny. The power of the cross. Thank you, brother, because her heart is broken every day.
Hey,
Oh,
you're welcome, man. I would be more than glad to look into that, man, for sure. 100%.
Han Solo Slim. I heard Texas and West Coast prisons have the most structure.
Yeah, I don't know anything about Texas. I just know West California in general is the most, is like the what do you want to call it? The protege for
Mm,
all
yeah.
prisons, I believe. If they
Yeah.
ran, if all the other prisons ran like the California prisons, it would be a lot, because everybody, each car
Mm-hmm.
handles their own business within the, like, really, as a CO in the California prison, especially like on say a level 4 yard, they handle their own business. You basically just sit back. But as you get into like an SNY yard, it's craziness, you know what I mean? Or and where it's so
JCat
structured.
activities.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. But when you go into um like like I was saying, the structure of every car, they handle their discipline within their own
Mm-hmm.
race.
Internally,
So
yeah. Within the
and,
yeah.
and if somebody's no good, then they'll throw the trash out, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
so really, as a CO, you don't have to worry about anything. They conduct themselves better than anybody else does.
Got it. Urban 24/7. You do have to admit it is kind of weird listening to two civilians talk about PCs. Well, Pop
I
was
wasn't
a
a
CO.
civilian.
Yeah, he was a CO, so I think he knows the most, right? I think that's fair to say. Go Sosa. Good night, Skyline Pops. Catch ya, beautiful souls on the rebound. Thank you for being
And
here.
it
I
goes
appreciate you.
so some
Have a
music.
good night.
Yep, have a good one.
It seems like the whole ET thing versus the other side is just weird. It is weird.
It
Yeah,
is,
definitely. Yep.
because there should be no verses, nobody. It's
Right.
just
Exactly. Yeah, the truth teller. Look, I think ET saw how Dubs was in there. Like I can see Dubs being a quiet old man in there. And now he acts all hard, so maybe that irritates him. I don't know. That must really, really irritate him.
yeah,
Like
but
you like
I could see maybe that irritates him, but to the fact that he's got to watch him, like, every
yeah,
time he
every day.
goes on, that's a
Yeah.
little obsessive
Yeah,
and stalkerish.
I agree. Goodbye guys. Like the cat in the background. Be peaceful. Thank you so much. Yes.
Yep, have a
But
good
yeah,
night.
it is stalkerish. It is stalkerish, but like I said, on your video that you did where you go over his parole hearing paperwork, it it you're gonna be like, oh, I see, with all his mental diagnosis and all that stuff. So
There's a lot
yeah,
of good stuff in there. You just got to dissect it. There's so many pages, I
yeah,
could not do it. I tried, but
yeah,
it's still there, so you can go watch it and then stop it, pause it, read it.
yep,
There's certain things that
yeah,
stand out. He contradicts himself a lot. That was
yeah,
one of the things.
yeah. Hey,
Ah, you
appreciate
will.
not getting mad over questions. Just watch out over these dark trolls. Yes. Yep. Thank
Yeah,
you.
you're welcome.
Go ahead.
Thanks for being here, Han Solo. I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on the live with me. I appreciate you.
You're
And everybody
welcome.
that's here and that came through. I appreciate each and every one of you. And that's it. So until next time, I'll see you guys later. Thank you, Pop.
Peace. Yep. Peace out.